right into the 2v2, but it's still, I think if you can go for the swaps, it's just so much value later on in the game.
I think the big struggle we hear outside of the Pantheon, there's no reliable, instantaneous start the fight button on the side of KC, which can be a problem. Yes, Gnarl is good, but it's so telegraphed, it requires that flank. So is that something they want to go for? Or do they want to go for the Braum, which is incredibly strong?
I was going to say, I really wanted in the chat there, I was going to say Yumi, but I'm glad they didn't end up opting for that. But the Zillion here is actually great. It's really good into... Oh, I like this draft.
This is something that Humanoid has been spamming a lot in solo queue. I didn't think we'd get to see it here today, because I didn't think it would have an opportunity, but against this composition from KC, there's not a huge amount of backline threat.
They're pretty low threats.
I mean, you got to heal. I guess he's just going for the most defensive options that he can, knowing that late game is his job to kind of carry to bring that damage profile.
I'm curious how Kliss plays these late game fights, because the big highlight is still very little CC on KC's side. So it's going to be Speedy Boy versus the world. It feels
Also,
like
just
this one.
the circle gets really big. Really big on the Aurelion Soul. And like, how are you going to
miss with that circle? You have the Razork circle, and then you got the Venn diagram through the middle of the
The Zillion Bomb circles,
yeah,
the Victor Ult circles.
I think this is a very difficult game for Kliss to play if he wants to try and be that big carry because of that lack of CC. So I nearly feel like he has to play assassination mode, but it doesn't really help with the amount of CC that's available for Fnatic. So as long as KC don't get off to a massive start, I feel like Fnatic can take a slower pace and hope for a slower pace game, and they can carry it through.
And it is actually going to be the KC side swapping here. I'm curious if they either thought they tried to predict the swap, or if it's just because the early laning phase of the Zillion is very weak. And I do think Kana here will suffer a lot more than KARMINE will, but Mickey takes a tower shot.
Yeah, I think the fact that you have taken that much damage off of Kana is a bit of a disaster here for KC, because the monkey can start to move his way down, you can look for a potential dive, and that's why you can already see Targamas stopping, shifting back down towards this bottom side just to cover for Kana in case something happens.
I think All-Star is chilling pretty hard here at 1v1 against the Seri. Should be able to just farm up nicely with the Q start.
Mickey going in, cleaving close and hit. Nice sidestep from Kana. No threat of the dive quite yet as Targo starts to make his way down. You highlighted earlier, the level 1 from Zillion really just not threatening. So the root does hit. Ignite hits as well. Kana going to be forced back.
The heal is still available for Targamas, so Kana should be able to stick around for a while. They'll hit the level 2 as well as he starts to get up towards that Mega Gnar form, so I think he should be fine in the play. They still don't know where Razork is, which is why KC just trying to spot out what the hell is going on.
First bomb used, second bomb used. Mickey going to dash out. Just poking, just threatening, really jailing these two members under this tower, not really giving them any other way to get out.
And now KC have to look for the reset. They know that they're just so vulnerable underneath this tower, so Kliss going to move down towards the bottom side, but it's going to be the reset on the opposite. Actually, no, Targamas!
Flash out. Targamas. Hungry to cancel some resets. Does stop them from resetting, but obviously has to burn his own flash in the process.
It's not the end of the world though. Oscar about to tick over to level 4. He's going to be fine in the matchup against Kana, so he can crash this wave, he can push in this bot wave, and then Fnatic just go for a slightly later reset on both these waves, so they can still opt out of these matchups. The only person keeping eyes on is Yike to maybe see if he wants to try and punish or take a bite out of Oscar in this top side as he looks to push in this wave. But upset. I should play a little bit back. Razork will be spotted on this ward here.
Targamas has no flash.
Caught out. I think it's locked up for a moment, a little bit extra movement speed from Razork now going in. Big initial damage, lock up there, trying to finish the kill on Mickey. The bomb will pop, but it will not be enough to get it done as Razork takes a shot. Got a Kalista as well. Kalista trying to get as much damage as he can, knowing there could be a dive coming.
Great start from Fnatic. They play immediately on the bottom side. Kalista actually looking for Mickey.
Flash in, the bait! Flash forward from Bumsy, can he finish the kill?
No. Misses the Q.
Okay, well.
what was that reaction?
It was kind of just, you know, it feels good when you flash in and it doesn't work, and then the enemy flashes in and it doesn't work. Because it's kind of just like a handshake on, like, if it was just me, it'd be embarrassing, but we went out together.
That's true. It's going to be very equal CS on both ADCs, but Upset coming in with the first blood.
And this is where I think you're in a position as Fnatic though to try and continue with this pressure, right? Upset already off to a great start. He's got the boots completed. He's going to be able to keep this wave pushing a bot and unlock Mickey to play towards mid. And if Vladdy isn't really able to keep control over Humanoid, he can get towards that level 6, really become a nuisance in these fights. So I think that's where you can see Mickey, especially Dragon spawning, now starting to try and take over control of River.
And I think the support battle here is just a big talking point, right? Because both teams have gotten a lot of value in their big moments from their respective sides. Mickey and Targamas. But Mickey, definitely more tools, more obvious impact on a champion like Rakan. Zillion can be that pick. We'll have to see if it comes through. As trading on the top side, Kana definitely winning out here as Oscar is forced to Searing Charge back. Good side step on the house. Means his life bar will be relatively intact.
Still though, you can see that Oscar has that TP available, so he can just look for the reset, TP back in a great spot on that top side. So shouldn't be too much of an issue for Fnatic if they want to. I think the only reason he's sticking around is maybe a late reset if they look towards a potential Dragon with Razork on this bottom side.
For now though,
pretty equal for Fnatic here. I don't think they can really look for the dive, but they might actually look for it. There's no suns on Targamas and no flash on Kalist.
Only cleanse on Kalist, not going to do too much work here in the initial play. Nice dash back out. Mickey's be careful not to get by the double bomb. He'll make it work. Kalist taken down. Targamas can't do anything, and this is the struggle of the Zillion. This is a champion that's so greedy because it's so little early game, but it will have an impact late, but they might not get there.
And it's a disaster for KC. I'm surprised it's so rare these days that you see an early tower dive, as towers have just been so buffed now, but it's brilliantly played. Mickey starts with taking the aggro, and then he drops it with the Rakani, and it just ends up being...
Oh, flash in. Targamas, no flash should be the route to follow. Can't quite get the angle. Might not matter. Movement speed, not enough. 6 minutes in, Fnatic already have the beat of warfare.
They caught the Zillion. Targamas went that little bit too far forward, and it's just an absolute disaster. Now Yike couldn't see what he can do, but spotted immediately by Fnatic. This bot lane has gone from bad to worse for KC.
Yeah, just Fnatic bot lane now being able to get this Drake. They can catch this bot wave and probably reset for the grubs. Well, it might just be given over. And now we get a replay of this tower dive. You can see, like, even though Kalist doesn't play it bad, he is the Rakan W, but there's nothing he can do. Mickey sits at the edge of tower, and he doesn't even need to drop the aggro because at that point, Kalist already dead.
It's also a nice job from Upset there, right? He was like, look, I'm not going to use the pullback on the feathers because I know he has cleanse. Either I murder him with auto attacks, or he cleanses the Ignite and tries to survive that a little bit longer, and then he goes to the extra damage. But Targamas trying to cancel the resets. Very greedy, yeah. Just ends up going down, thinks he's got enough of the movement speed, but Mickey catches him.
800 gold lead for the Xayah, already level 6. This is going to be so hard for them to play. Kana is keeping pressure on the top side. Maybe that is the glimmer of hope for KC in this early game, but a 1.6k gold lead before 8 minutes. Very difficult for KC to navigate. Is looking to cancel some backs here. Kalist still playing with confidence, despite some of the earlier plays.
Yeah, still all they want is Mickey to start the reset, so Whoops can outjoin him. Of course, the very nice thing about the Xayah Targamas is going to try and stop it.
Yeah,
it's a little bit too late.
But Fnatic also really want to back in that spot. Like, they're not willing to recall anywhere else. That is their
Are you surprised by Fnatic's stubbornness now? After what we've seen
I'm
this
still not convinced they can back up. They're just very good at going forward. That's what we've learned. Or at least very persistent at going forward.
Yeah.
I do want to say though, level 6 is when this area really comes online. And she is down quite a decent amount, but she still has this huge power spike with level 6, able to kind of get this one-shot burst. Now Upside actually has to hold the wave here. I like this a lot. She's able to freeze it and will deny one wave from the Zeri and just build the CS up, lead up a bit bigger.
Good to have. Every little bit counts, and we've seen from Fnatic. Even when they've had those leads, right, they still haven't always been able to play it clean, to close it out with confidence. Just holding on to whatever advantages they can get early on. As Mickey's caught out for a moment, Targamas looking to follow up with double bombs, but Mickey already using the entrance to make an exit.
I like what Mickey's trying to do here, though. Get that vision in deep on towards KC's bot side, because Yike having that ultimate available makes it very difficult to play around this bottom side and try and play towards your strengths. So knowing now that KC at least should have Yike moving towards the top side helps, but Razork is, for the moment, getting a lot of issues in his jungle as KC refused to give up the blue.
It's a little bit scary, right? Yike with a point-and-click CC. Targamas can instantly follow a double bomb, but it's level 6 for Mickey. Crucially, lock up is there. Razork instantly going to ult. Trying to get a bit more space. The flash out of safety, keeping him standing. Even though he does use ult, he's only going to connect onto one, but that is 5 extra stacks. Kana going for the all-in, or at the very least, a chunk on Oscar.
You do get a huge amount out for Fnatic, though. That's 3 ultimates down, and they just secure their own blue buff. So for KC, yeah, you have to burn the flash and the heal from Targamas, but I think you actually open yourself up to now potentially making plays on this map with those ultimates that not available anymore.
The problem, though, is that Targamas is still level 5, so they're still losing on bot. Mid lane wants to recall. They might even... they can't fight again. Unless...
Sure about that?
Mickey,
they're gonna try.
Flash in, dashing back.
They get the TP, though. This is great for Humanoid. Feels terrible for Vladdy.
It's rough. This is big for Humanoid, right? This is the A-Solo champion that we really haven't seen in the LEC. Obviously played by APA, played by Chovy. Need to see what he is able to do on it, because also going up against Vladdy on Victor is a tall task, right? This is a guy who, even against G2, I think was putting up some pretty solid numbers. Someone that, I didn't know what the numbers were before I ran that graphic. I just knew that they were good. Solid is the wrong word. Disgusting numbers versus G2. And so this is always going to be for KC, this kind of late game insurance policy. Vladdy, one of the few players in our league who, after that initial set of Victor nerfs, was still able to really make this champion work.
Yeah, and I think he, as you say, his looks great on it. And you get the side steps have been crucial to how he plays out these team fights, but bot side?
Ulti coming down, still able to find the lockup. Double stun now coming in, but it's a double TP to respond. All on bottom. What year is it? Double TP bot lane for Fnatic, looking like 2018, but 2018 was a damn good year. Finding the turn. Double kill for Humanoid.
Avengers assemble on the bottom lane. There's a comet, there's a monkey, there's all the Bastions going everywhere, and there's nothing that KC can do. Fnatic 5-0 in this crucial game.
And it's a disaster for KC. As you see, they really want to make this play happen. They have the Pantheon ulti, but they forgot about the TPs. Due to the fact that Vladdy TP'd down earlier, and Kana has no TP, Fnatic can both TP in with no response and pick up 2 free kills.
And gifting them across as well to the carries. Humanoid picks up 1, picks up 2. This A-Style now accelerated to a position where he's going to be significantly more of a threat, and this is the problem. KC, like Yike, kind of wants to get these successful early ganks off with the ultimates. He's not finding them. This bot lane is completely falling apart. And we said KC's composition doesn't really have ways to keep Fnatic at bay, and they're not going to stop.
Oh, Humanoid chasing, has the empowered ulti. We'll get some damage down on Vladdy. It was flash, but now the objective likely to fall here. Yike will grab that one right under their noses, but it's going to be traded back for another objective on the opposite side. 3 grubs to 3, 1 Drake to 1. The next objective, we'll get either side the first feed, the power. See who's able to grab that one to close it out.
Humanoid is moving down to protect this bottom side, but there are actually a lot of members of KC here. I don't know if they've realized that Fnatic have reset, but Humanoid going to just clear out the wave, so they're not going to be able to try and go for the play there.
The problem is Sarah just, I mean, she has a slingshot on her Berserker Greaves. I think she's not doing nearly enough damage to take anyone down right now.
She's going to cull as well.
She's going to cull as well, that's true.
Slingshot versus a dragon, it feels very biblical, you know? Yeah. Got to take him down.
But it's like Celestial Being versus Sundered Sky, you know? I feel like there's
that's true. To be fair, the nice thing for KC is that they're able to stop the Drake stacking from Fnatic. So they're able to buy themselves quite a bit more time now than this sole win con that Fnatic could be setting up for.
I think the struggle is with Fnatic building this kind of lead, getting better vision control down. It'll be really tough for KC to approach. They don't have the luxury of a traditional tanky support to phase check every brush. They're going to be reliant on Yike and getting Prio in lanes to really help him fight or secure any of these objectives, but Fnatic can always just be lingering in the dark.
I think there's a real win con for KC in the side lanes here with this Gnar pick. He's already gotten 3 plates, and it's only going to get worse and worse for the Ornn. It should be a good pressure point for them. Now we have a kind of a fight over red buff here.
Again, Fnatic forward, never backward. Not willing to give anything up here on the bottom side as Vladdy and Targamas moving down, but Humanoid already there. Ulti up.
Yeah, you might look to dive top lane here, actually. Oscar and it's very low on this top side, and Pantheon has ulti soon.
Kana, going to push back to the wall, manage connect in, just as you said. I didn't even think Yike was needed.
Oscar ended up using the Bellow's Breath to try and clear the wave, so Kana was like, great, you're walking up from underneath the tower, I'll just ultimate to the wall and murder you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful crossbar for KC here. They actually are able to get some gold injected into this Gnar. You can see this gold lead is now grown to 1.2k. It's the biggest gold lead in the game. I think this Gnar will be a real menace in side lane, especially because this Aurelion Soul would never really win 1v1 against the Gnar either. So he'll be able to win both sides and actually have real pressure for KC to play through.
And Kana, game 1, was incredibly clutch on the Cassante. Now set up to do the same thing again here, despite Fnatic being the ones on red side. The early Gnar pick, not countered, not something that Fnatic wanted to invest in. Instead, going for something stable, something reliable like the Ornn, but you can see that it's just suffering so much in the 1v1. Upset now matched up against the Gnar.
You're kind of just trying to escape away from here. Knows that if Upset's there, the rest of Fnatic are likely to follow very soon. Mickey going to try and establish some vision in towards this top side and give them a bit of protection. But again, Yike going to be able to stick around here. Still is blue, still is wolves, so can always move back up to contest the Rip Trail that's in about 50 seconds. As Fnatic going to get the blue.
Targamas just threatening with bombs, but really can't walk up. This is a tough game for the Zillion. Needs to find somewhere where he can pop some of these stacks, get closer to a support item completion.
I like how KC are moving Vladdy around the map though. They're constantly putting him in the lane against Upset and he just insta-clears the wave. He doesn't even care about anything else. And it's making it very difficult for Fnatic to play through the strength of Upset. At least now, and you can see, you're getting options on the opposite side for Fnatic to take towers, but Humanoid trying to now shift himself up towards top side that's the matchup Fnatic wants, Humanoid versus Vladdy.
Discipline in the lane assignments to stop Upset from taking over, but not able to free Oscar from the lane of torment that is matching up against Connor right now as he gets closer to what I assume will be Black Cleaver second. So if Oscar had any hope, hit the window pretty quickly after that second item completion. Can obviously look to outvalue him in the fight, but we're just not at that stage of the game yet. Again, 1-1 in defeats overall. Next objective, this Herald will decide who gets defeats, and looks like the answer is Fnatic.
Yeah, so it is going to be the free Herald here for Fnatic. Makes sense. The enemy bot lane is just a bit too weak to really contest it. I'm curious if they'll be able to break this mid tower. It looks quite chunked, so they'll probably be able to use the Herald to break it. And with that, they might be able to alleviate some of this pressure Oscarin is facing, as they can always then push mid and move into the side Oscarin is on.
Close moving in though, we'll get a bit of tower damage down. Fnatic very willing to just give up large chunks of HP on their mid lane tower for these resets.
Well, this might get the full tower here.
He's gonna chase him out.
Really gets it. This is really nice for KC, being able to kind of sneak this, as Humanoid and Upset misplayed their reset timers there a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're in a position now as KC to try and play for either mid turret and counteract what is going to be the inevitable mid lane Rip Turtle from Razor as this dragon starts to spawn. But actually just going to immediately move over towards that. So still Fnatic trying to play off of that mid pressure, but Yike now moving. I think they just play for mid turret.
I think Yike is going to play for top dive here. He has the ulti. Mickey's actually covering it quite nicely though, but Targamas can move up as well. I think they might be able to one-shot Humanoid, or at least they can try to hit tower. Oh, they're
be there.
He's
just going to ult the wave immediately, bringing them back to the center. Mickey threatening, forcing Vladdy to flash out, and the wave now gone as uninvited Krug wanders into that one.
This is Aurelion Sol's specialty. He has such brilliant wave clear and such brilliant tower defense, and he just CCs you and slows you under the tower.
And that's why I thought we'd see them go for that mid lane play as KC. Like actually try and get that mid lane structure down, and then you can always gain access to that top side and look for the structure. But instead they try to play on towards Humanoid, and he just immediately clears out the wave.
I mean, the problem with trying to clear go mid as well is you're up against Zaya with all sums and incredible wave clear as well. So it's really two losing options for KC.
It's just as they saw Mickey and Upset moving towards River to help out Razork. I thought they might have been able to zone them all, but here we go.
Mickey finding the initial lockup there. Now force
the Cillian
ult and make his way out to... I mean, the Cillian ult going to fade away here. A bit awkward. No fall damages the feathers on the wrong side of the tower, but...
Razor does still have the Herald if he wants to pop it here, but Mickey has to go for the base. This might just be nothing.
I do think while the cold is close, again, Kana feels really like the most important point on the map, while KC just play tower defense, both control mages, in so many circumstances trying to clear the wave, but they lack that proactive engage. Falling behind here is really, really tough. So Fnatic are pretty much just free to roam the map and do whatever they want. There's no immediate punish anytime Fnatic try to start a play. I mean, you saw Rakan lived under that tier 1 tower for like 20 seconds before it was time to leave.
Yeah, this I feel like plays so well into Mickey's specialty. He's so good at being annoying, going for deep vision, and just, you know, doing crazy things. Rakan really allows him to do that, as he can just be where he wants to be, and he has so much mobility that he can always get out.
I think it's sick to see the symbiotic souls here from Mickey as well. Yeah. The ability to now very quickly move through the enemy jungle, rotate around the map, makes him even more of a nuisance, as Jack was already saying, like Upset controls mid-push, which just opens up Mickey to move so quickly around the map, so it's making it difficult for KC to even hold on to their own jungle right now.
Yeah. And I think the big question that I have in my mind, if we make it past this game, if Fnatic are able to bring us to a game 4, is the support pool is getting smaller and smaller. We're approaching the point where you're just going to have to play a ranged champion. We can see this game not going super hot for Targamas, and a battle of ranged support's not where I wanted to be in this 1v1 matchup, but it's starting to feel pretty inevitable.
And anyone who looks at Mickey X's solo queue, you know he's got some funky support picks.
That's true.
So I kind of hoping we get to see a little bit more from him, but Oscar going to clear the top wave.
Name of the game for Fnatic off the side is wave clear. It's a nice dash back. We'll take Oscar for a second, but Pantheon is so damn fast moving in. Oscar should just fall here. Nice pick on the side lane. Humanoid trying to respond in the meantime. Herald used mid, and Humanoid uncontested him off, but Fnatic looking to respond on top lane.
And it's such a good cross map for KC here, but Fnatic might be able to find something actually.
Be careful. Initial miss. Wall up there. Razork likely to get locked up. Flash in from Mickey. Multiple members CC. Finally the grand entrance comes in. Upset following. Trying to get the damage down. Nice block timing going in. Humanoid is here. Razork is here. Stars raining down. Resurrection coming in. KC, can they get anything back? Because Cliff is also in the area. Vladdy getting a decent amount of damage. Humanoid chasing a little bit too far. Cliff taking a lot of damage back. Humanoid letting fall. Mickey probably going to fall as well. Cliff can't just take over the fight. The Razork is chasing. The range still there. Cliff trying to hold on the flash away. He's so fast. Get away from the monkey, but he can't do it. Targamas now running in the end. Fnatic find the fight.
The collapse was great from Fnatic. KC tried to battle their way out of it, but again, you just have no way to stop the onslaught from Fnatic. Kana missing the ultimate at the start of this was a bit of an upsie, and then watch Mickey goes immediately on towards Kana, charms up Yike, jumps on towards Vladdy, which then sets up for Upset to move on through, but the ultimate connecting onto Vladdy, thanks to Razor, you do get the ultimate from the Zillion to keep him alive a little bit longer, but he's just popping up in the middle of so many Fnatic members, and Humanoid ends up jumping over the wall, does regret it a little bit.
You can see the Seri damage here, it's just lacking, because normally when Humanoid does that, you'd expect he just dies, but the Seri damage is so low that it takes 10 years to finally kill this Aurelion Sol. On the bright side of KCORP though, that was an 800 gold shutdown that Kalista got, but Fnatic just got out.
Well, 800 gold we'll see, because as you said, the Zeri did very little damage. But a 2-3 item Zeri, that she now has crested the 2-item point, might be enough if that circumstance presents itself again. But now you've got, 5 false life buffs, so they might have to wait at least a few more minutes before the opportunity is there. Oscar going to call in the Ornhorn. Yike going to get knocked up, double bomb not quite going to hit as Yike starts to run. Slowed up, locked down, Calista off to the side. Ulti there, does quick damage on Upset, the feathers manage to come back. Flies back into the air, Claudia interrupted for a brief moment, it's not enough the wall. Maybe the side, Upset's still there, ticking, but it's just a cost life. Just extra money for KC. Fnatic not getting very much done at all. The tower still standing as all of Fnatic are just sent packing.
They don't manage to get the structure barely, Mickey. They just want to go in.
Going over, ulti there, trying to lock up target, but they just get infinitely stunned. Caught it, hits him with the boomerang. Oh, it's a catastrophe. They get the tower at least in a couple stacks. Oh, they just threw money at KC.
Surely that was good for KC.
1,000 gold. Surely.
That was good for KC, like money-wise.
Yeah.
So we need a calculator, I think.
Well, yeah.
But it is going to be the Drake for Fnatic due to the tempo gained from the Atakan. So that's a nice little redemption prize. Yeah. After all that. And it is still firmly Fnatic in control of this game. But as you said, Dracos, they only know one way, and that's forward.
Yeah, they went forward. Look, they try and go in onto this, and I think it's a nice play from Upset here and Razor, right, to keep Upset topped up for a little bit longer so they can deal with Kana. But you're still only 3 members. You have the push in mid, you've no TP for your Aurelion Sol, so this is always going to end poorly. But nice job here by Razor to keep Kana topped up. And Mickey kind of just being a nuisance off the side, trying to put pressure on. But Cliff knows he can just go forward. There's not really enough left in the tank for Fnatic to follow up. But then they decide they want to go again. But that's good. Double stun coming through from Targamas sets up nicely.
And to another stun from Vladdy, but Humanoid was mid with Kana. He could have just canceled the Gnar TP with ulti. Instead, wanted to stick around.
Humanoid?
So let's caught for a second here. Razor trying to follow. Good damage is going to get one shot. They at least managed to get the buff out from the Zillion, but now Razor gets caught in the back line. This is where it starts to get hard. Victor finding the reset. Yike running, got a little bit of space with front line. Eyes on Kana. Can he find the angle to the back line? But now the answer is no, because Vladdy's trying to 1v1 Upset. So far the 1v1's going damn well. Victor, good damage. Manages to find the kill. Looking to find a few more in the meantime. As Humanoid finally starts flying this guy. Gets the reset. Has the ulti ready to go. This guy's descending. Kalist still escaping. Blast cone there. Humanoid can just ult for the slow, but wants to maybe save it for the next fight. Doesn't need to use it here.
40 seconds, so they just want to try and chase him down. They should be able to get it. There's a slow.
Dashing, chasing, and can fly him. There you go. Humanoid now on a rampage. 8-1-3. The Azir looking pretty damn good.
Kalist also dies so late that now he's not going to be available for the Baron, but we'll hop on into this replay.
Yeah, I mean, here, this fight for KC is actually really well played. Kalist buys so much space here, and it makes Oscarina think, okay, Kalist has no E, I want to engage. Razor tries to follow, but Cillian has the ulti, so that's Razor being down. But Yike at the same time is too deep in enemy lines, so he ends up falling as well. But then is the Vladdy show. As he 1v2s, Upset and Mickey here, flashes the Recon W, but now we got a Nash start.
Every time we come out of a replay, Fnatic are taking a major objective. We'll see if they're able to get this one. Yike trying to work his way in. This is the hard part for KC. Fnatic, though, conceding so much base. Eyes set on the objective. Upset off to the side. They want to kill Kana. Ulti now being used to zone. Massive slow. Humanoid unstoppable. And that probably spells the end of the fight. Fnatic a bit split on the call. Will turn back to Baron.
They have Kalista on the way, though, so how brave are KC feeling? They want to try and turn this. Ultimate's just half look for Vladdy.
AK.
Right down fast.
Vladdy ult could do a lot of work. Razor going in, Ornalt going in, only going to find one. Mickey going for the immediate fall. They want to take the jungler out of the equation. Mickey now chasing, trying to find it, but they're just too damn fast. He's forced to blast out, trying to take out Targamas, forced to self-ult, but Upset cannot get in range, and Kalist is unleashed. There's nothing left to take him down. He can start to chase. The movement speed is there. Upset trying to turn back. Maybe a desperate moment. Still fast, but can't quite chase them away. But the Baron denied. The Baron stopped.
Fnatic had a split call in the engage. Oscarina went for the clump who were trying to escape upriver, whereas when you look at Mickey and Upset, they were turning on towards Vladdy. Keep your eyes here as you get this engage from Oscarina this way, when you have a completely different play going up. Actually, this is not the right fight, but it's the follow-up one. But this is where you're looking at as they chase them out. You have to get the pick, but it's the second part of this fight where it starts to get more interesting. Because Vladdy's sitting in the book. So Vladdy goes in here as the engage goes down here from Oscarina. So watch where Vladdy's position. He's keeping Upset out. That's where Humanoid and Upset are looking, but he just gets to fight away, and that's where Humanoid gets completely taken out of the equation. Now it's just to try and focus on Upset, and Vladdy's just reeling through this front line.
Man, Vladdy, even in this game, when things look lost for KC, he is putting in so much work in these team fights. And that was up against a 10-1 Aurelion Sol that he zoned out both carries.
He's
one
dealt
masterclass.
more damage. I mean, to be fair, it's easier for Victor to just get every poke, but
That's still pretty crazy.
it's still pretty crazy. And I think the thing is I mean, Victor is so terrifying to get to these late stage points of the game because Upset's comparatively low range, right? If he has to walk forward, get Q auto eat, he's probably dead. But can't really afford to delay major item spikes. Does have Lord Dominance. We'll see what the next option is. Maybe it's just something defensive. Maybe it's just a Maw to stop Vladdy from being able to take these 1v1s.
I just don't know what you're supposed to do. Every single time we get this Victor for Vladdy, he is popped off. And Fnatic,
I feel like he's popping off on everything.
that is very true. Yeah. But it's kind of these like 1 or 2 mistakes from Fnatic though, where they're constantly plaguing them, right? They get off to a great start. It looks like Fnatic have it. You have a 10-1 Aurelion Sol, and you are struggling to close out this game. It doesn't feel like they understand how to play through their strengths. And KC, just good foundational League of Legends coming back to it. I mean, you love the foundational lies.
I do love the foundationalize. So let's see how they can foundationalize this Drake fight. As this is soul for Fnatic here, in case he wants to try to enter.
Marking Kana big as he just tries to stack up Mega. If you can get him to burn that, walk away, and reset the fight, certainly even better in your favor. But Kana just on the edge.
It's going to be Upset just starting the Drake here. They're taking this very fast.
Ornaldi going in, Pantheon trying to get into the pit, Oscar starting to walk away, split fights, Mickey tries to zone away the entire team, but Yike gets a bit more space, Dragon already down, and Mickey still standing, that's crucial. Ulti goes in from Humanoid, does not connect. But they get the Drake, they got what they came for, that's soul for the side of Fnatic.
And that just spells disaster for KCORP as they get the soul onto Fnatic, and now it's going to be so much harder for either Vladdy or Kalist to be carrying these fights like they have been.
And the Baron is there. Fnatic can just immediately transition over to that. They're coming back out of the base. Rabadon's death cap not quite complete for Humanoid just yet, but still. KC, wait, did they get Razor?
Kana chasing. Can't chase too far, however, and this is again sort of the lack of hard CC makes it so hard for them to approach these fights.
I got very split here. Kana might be able to zone Razor more.
Humanoid just spinning under the wall. Vladdy, can he just try and go for the ulti? Low health bar, they do manage to get the Baron. Now they can turn and try to force the fight. Razor's just getting chunked out. They're about to lose their jungler here. Kalist getting one, ready to reset, ready to keep going. Slow's going down. Upset has to be careful. They have to retreat. Oscar Ridden running. Victor not going to hit Kana. Kana goes in! Finds 2 off to the side, but the rest of KC are still divided. Retreat's now coming out. Humanoid might be able to find the reset. Flying over the wall. Godlike now. But Yike is just going to hit him. Knock him straight out of the sky. The battle of Targa cooldowns on KC do not matter. They still manage to find that kill.
Fnatic lose too. They do get the Baron though, but it's going to be very delayed on them coming out of the base with Humanoid going down so late. But you can see as we start to get into this, Kana trying to Razork and Humanoid, hoping that maybe he can keep him out of the pit, but Humanoid able to zone him away on the other side of the fight. Razork goes in onto the backside, but Upset just can't really get into position to do the damage.
And you can see the power of the Zeri ceiling here as Kalista is so damn fast, just running down Fnatic. He's just barely not able to finish up Upset, which would have maybe spelled a completely different fight for Fnatic, as Rakan also would have been able to E away, and they could have all died.
And it's awkward for Humanoid because he starts the flight thinking he's not going to finish the kill, but then he starts it after the kill has gone through, so he doesn't have the reset, so he can't just immediately stop and fly the other way.
Giggles from Kana on the screen as KC, they will end up losing, are getting 2 of the Barons off of Fnatic, but that does not mean you're out of the woods yet. Fnatic going to start pushing in this top side. Kana has pushed out that mid wave, so it's hyper focus from Fnatic on the top side of the map.
Yeah, a bit strange here that they're trying to only play one lane with this Nash. It's going to mean that they'll probably get this tier 2, but they won't be able to get anything more with it. And they also can't threaten the tier 2 mid either, so they'll just have to base and then try to reset up the map, mid and bot.
And it's 3 minutes until Elder 4, until the next spawn of Baron. Game likely not ending until that point. Probably will just come down to this Elder fight. And you mentioned it before, 3 items down for Cliff, right? He is still a strong point. Vladdy's still powerful, while the gold lead belongs to Fnatic. The Soul as well. Still have to give respect to the carry duo on the side of KC, and still the potential Gnar angle, right? Kana's lane phase dominant. We really haven't seen that big Gnar team fight quite yet. Some of that is just because of the lack of setup on KC, but if he finds an angle, he can still be the difference maker in these fights.
This Fnatic were the ones that had that CC. They, in theory, should be able to choose their fights. It just hasn't been going their way. And once all of that initial upfront CC is used, that's when Kalista's been able to come alive. So Fnatic, they really need to land that knockout punch, or KC can start to bring it back. And as you say, it's going to be a case of pushing in these waves for Fnatic, trying to keep KC in their own base so they can't get access to that Elder Dragon that's in 2 minutes' time. I don't think they can really crack the base. They don't really have the range for that, but just keep KC away from their own jungle.
And it's a bit awkward for Fnatic here, because ideally you'd want to choke KC out of their own jungle by pushing both mid and bot.
Guys, why does Mickey have Medjais?
He's a chat. By the way, have you ever seen an upgraded root icon? The same bionic soul upgrade? I've never seen that before.
I don't think
I've played 100+ games.
Only people who build it are supports and they're broke. Like, they can't afford 750 gold.
Which is why you go for Medjais, because it's cheap.
That's a distribution of resources. Like, bring it up with Riot, bro. It's like, I have control of how much money supports get in game.
They should get less.
No, don't do that.
You weren't even, like, alive in the meta where supports only bought wards.
I was. I started in Season 2 when I was 9 years old.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's not fun.
Oh, that feels bad. Oh, that's a big come to terms with reality moment for me and Rob here. Okay. Well, can you tell me what Anivia does?
Of course.
Okay, well then, all right. Just trying to understand. For players that started it at your age, you know, what's the knowledge pool like? It's still good.
I have more knowledge than you.
Well, I meant like from historical things.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, never mind. This isn't about you. It's not my time to roast you. People will hear that many other times. Fnatic, big gold lead. Reminder, Ornn giving out items, about 1,000 gold per upgrade.
So LDR for Kalista here. That's huge. Should allow him to play a lot more aggressive in these team fights and finally actually take down this Fnatic front line.
It's still so tough, right? 391 stacks on this Railing Soul. The E's going to be absolutely massive. You have the Alt D2 on top of that, which is going to be the slow. Kalista does have the cleanse for that slow. Targamas has the reset.
And it's a 4k gold lead, but nearly 3,000 of that is on the support. So it's pretty much an even game.
That's a really good point.
I love what Kana's doing at the moment, though. He's constantly playing on the side and being a ward. The spotted Fnatic are going for some sort of flank angle, because Razork's not spotted. They didn't really know where Mickey was. It's just constantly trying to keep his carry safe. Once more, now in a position, trying to figure out where Fnatic are coming from.
You can see Vladdy and Kalista playing so far up, using that movement speed steroid from Targamas. The second Fnatic split up at all, they just start to get aggressive. Nice catch on the Kalista, though. Knock up there as well. Yes, he's going to get the reset, but Mickey's ready to fall. Immediately charged right as he respawns. He's got nowhere left to go. The kill is there. Yes, finally coming in. He's going up the sky. Caught it to make the difference. But the ulti angle is just not going to be enough managed to push 3 back, but he will get locked up. Taken down. Stairs not nearly enough as Humanoid is on the chase.
That looks like it's going to be all she wrote. As Fnatic will be pushing down mid lane here. A big mistake from Kalista. He gets caught out despite the Zillion ult. It's not enough. And Fnatic are pushing down.
And now the pressure on them, right? All it took was one mistake. Fnatic were so far ahead. Fnatic, disastrous first 2 games, but bringing it back with confidence in this game 3. In the bot lane, they made the difference in the team fights. They came in clutch, outplaying KC and bringing us to a game 4.
It was a hard-fought game for Fnatic, though. They had to
score close, but it was
not. Yeah. There was so much they had to do, but I want to hear from Shox as she's going to interview Mickey to find out what's happening.